Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Hungry as a Bear is a game in the HABA line of games for particularly young children, say 2 years age and older. Some of these have been hit or miss for me. They're kind of hard to review because they're really just pieces and your kids are moving them around a little bit. This one in particular, I didn't feel like it was very strong. I kind of felt like there's 3 games in here. It's kind of like, okay, I have these components. What can I do with the pieces? Let's throw in a memory game. I think that's kind of a fallback. It's almost like the roll and move of babyish games or the younger crowds. Like, let's just have a memory aspect in it. And for me, that's a miss. Now, the hit part of this has been playing with the pieces, the way you set up the character and you're feeding him into his mouth. That has been a hit. But that feels more like a toy. Like, I could buy that toy and play with a doll and feed the doll, and I think it would have the same aspect. It's kind of neat rolling the dice. And it felt like it just all collapsed under its own weight. And what we ended up doing was just kind of making my own game. Roll the dice and feed the guy and have a good time, and everybody wins. Which I suppose I got to give some leniency to this because this is for a gamer, for such a young gamer. But I've played quite a few of these that work really, really well. Sadly, this isn't one of them. This was not a hit for us, and it's a purge. Here is my very first games, Hungry as a Bear. Now keep in mind this is for 2+. You're going to get a pretty big and chunky box. And quite frankly, it's a little bigger than it needs to be. You get a rule book inside, which we'll take a look at in a few minutes. You're going to get your big HABA wooden chunky dice that they're kind of known for. You're going to get the cardboard plate and spoon, which is really nice. You're going to get this little cardboard cutout, which is really cool. It's going to sit here when you're playing the game inside. So it's a really neat little puzzle. And then all your little tokens and vegetables, etc. you're going to have in here. All these are really nice and chunky. Your 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old will be able to play with this. And this is going to last for a long time. Components are great. Box is a little too big, but it is used in the gameplay. So here's a normal HABA rulebook. We're going to have the different languages inside of it. It's a nice, attractive cover. Going to have no picture of the contents, just a wording of it, and a little bit of instruction there for parents to kind of tell you a little bit about what you're going to get into. Here's the picture of the components. You can see the setup right there. And you can do just free play if you want to. And there's going to be 3 different rule sets that you can play with this as you go through. Each one is very, very small and very, very simple. A nice little game to start your 2+ player out with. Very easy to learn, and rulebook is very good. So to set the game up, you're going to put the bear inside of the box. You're going to punch out his mouth there. Then you're going to take all of the food and you're going to put it on his plate because he is ready to eat. Then on the player's turn, they're going to roll the dice. Now, if they roll a vegetable, you would name it carrot. And then you put it on the spoon. And if they're able to get it into the mouth, it scores. If you falls off, then it sits down in front of him. There's another place where you can pick. This one, you can pick anything you want. So you could say strawberry, put on the spoon, and then feed him. If you get this one, then you pick something and it falls out. After all of the things have either been fed to him or fall off to the wayside, you take everything and you count. So let's say I had 3 in the box and 2 out, we would win. If you had more out than you had in, you would lose. So it's a cooperative little game, but that's a quick one on how you play the first game. The second game is a game of memory. You turn over 2 and you see if they match. If they don't, they flip back over and you have to try to memorize where things are at. Nope, not a match. So do this, it matches, and you score. At the end, after all the tiles are done, whoever has the most tiles is the winner of the game. That's the second game, which is a simple memory game. So this game, you put all of the food on the plate, and the children will ask a question. What's your favorite food? They will think about it. You ask yes or no questions. And if you say, do you like, does it have cheese on it? Yes. Is it a cheeseburger? Yes. If you get it right, you get to grab one of the servings. If you get it wrong, the players will keep guessing. Then after all these are gone, whoever has the most wins. So it's just a simple little guessing game to get kids communicating and guessing and play around with the components. And that's the third possible game. Who should buy this game? This is really strictly and only for the youngest of gamers, if you want some components to move around. But quite frankly, I feel like there are better games on the market. The My First series from HABA, there's a lot better ones in here. I don't know. There's a whole line of these, and you can kind of pick and choose what will fit best for you. I didn't feel like the 3 games in this box were very strong at all, and definitely not ones we wanted to go back to. This felt more like a toy, which is fine for this age group. I understand that. But it felt like a toy, but I felt like I could buy a better toy at Target than having to buy this game and play it, and it would give me the same thing of feeding the little animal in the game. So, Purge for us, not a very strong addition to the HABA lineup.